Hi everybody, my name is Chad Barker. I'm here with Barker Door and BarkerCabinets.com. Today we're gonna go back through and we're gonna measure a face frame and add some doors onto it with a 1/2 inch overlay cabinet door. Okay. Now, first thing you want to do is go to your cabinet and figure out what the size of your opening is. Second thing you want to do is figure out how much overlay you're going to put onto this cabinet. Now, what I usually recommend is our industry standard is going to be a 1/2 inch face frame overlay. That's where we have a face frame just like you see here, nice flat face frame. And we typically want to overlay this face frame by 1/2 inch. Okay. The idea there is you can overlay it more. Say you want to overlay this overlay right here by, instead of a 1/2 inch, you want to do it at say 1.5 inches to cover the whole face frame, or even 1 3/8 of an inch. So you have a little bit of a gap right there. Now you can do that, but you're going to need to use a different type of hinge. Now the normal hinge that we sell on our website is a 1/2 inch overlay. We usually recommend that because it's the easiest and it's an industry standard and it's the easiest one to use. So you guys can kind of make that decision for yourselves. I recommend using the 1/2 inch overlay. We are going to eventually have more hinges on our website that allow you to kind of get those tolerances real, having a real nice full overlay. But for this example, let's use a 1/2 inch overlay. Okay, so take your opening. Let's measure the width first and figure out what the width of our cabinet doors are going to be. Okay, so what I do is I just basically measure from the inside edge of this face frame to the inside edge of this face frame over here. I come up with 31 1/8, so 31 1/8 of an inch, and we're going to take that. We're going to add a 1/2 inch to the left side and a 1/2 inch to the right side. Now that's going to get us 32 1/8. Okay, so 32 1/8 is the width of our doors that we need to cover this. Now take that dimension of 32 1/8 divided by 2, because you have 2 doors. So we're going to have 16 1/16 for the width of each one of our doors. Okay, so that's it. You write that down, and you're done. For this cabinet, we need 2 doors at 16 1/16 for the width. Now a lot of people are looking at it like, well, hey, what about when the doors close? Don't they need to have some sort of a gap in between here? And you don't need that. There's no gap. All the hinges we sell on our website, as well as every other hinge made in the last 20 years, has some sort of adjustment. It's called a cam adjustment. You can either move it up and down, in and out, left and right, and the idea there is you want this minimum gap. You want a very minimum gap in between the 2 doors. And if you don't have that minimum gap, you're going to have a real big wide gap here. You're going to be able to see that adjustable shelf through the front of the cabinet. That's something you don't want. It's going to look weird, and you're going to be ordering new doors eventually. So just stick with 16 1/16. No gap. We'll adjust it out with the hinges later. Okay. As far as height is concerned for these 2 doors on this one opening, height of the doors is going to be basically the height of your opening. Say we come up with roughly 31 5/8 or so, 31 3/4. Height's not as accurate. It doesn't need to be as accurate as the width, but for this one, let's say we have 31 5/8. We're going to basically say the doors need to be a 1/2 inch more up here and a 1/2 inch more down here. It gets us down to a 32 5/8 or 32 3/4, whatever you want to do. And the door doesn't really make a difference because you're not hinging it on the bottom or the top. So just overlay it by the same as you're doing over here on this side. So let's just add an inch to the height, so we get 32 5/8. Now the idea is you would go over and you submit the order for a door on our website. We need 2 of them, 16 1/8. I'm sorry, 16 1/16 by a 32 5/8 tall door. And what we do is, we already have the doors all made up here. Put your hinges on. You should be good to go. For this example, I'm using the clip top hinge. It's a 2-piece. You can see the hinge plates here, as well as here. And for this example, the only reason I'm using these is because I can clip the doors on and off without having to use a screwdriver. So let's just put them up, kind of clip together. These are for sale on the website as well. Clips on, real easy. Same thing over here. And that's it. The doors overlay this face frame by 1/2 inch. Overlay over here by 1/2 inch. You're going to see a 1/2 inch overlay down here. So our doors are the right height, they're the right width, and when they're all said and done, they should close right up next to each other. Now you can adjust this gap right here by using pretty much it's almost always going to be the first screw. And the first screw right there, and you can, by unscrewing it a little bit, it'll actually move this door over. You can close up these gaps and make it just dialed in, and it'll hold that door position for years. I mean, you'll never have to adjust them again. These things are made for durability. So all the hinges we sell on our website, we do guarantee. If you have any other questions, though, feel free to give us an email or a call, and that should be no problem. We can get back to you usually within a few minutes.